Hey guys, that was Random Encounter. I'm Cap from Nerdy Show.
I'm Colin from Nerdapalooza Show. I'm so tired. I went into the mosh pit. That was a mistake.
Oh ho! I took it easy this time.
It was a great mistake, but it was a mistake.
I got a protein bar from Steve-O, level 99 from Overclocked University, and we had a nice chat. I feel refreshed.
I do not feel refreshed. I feel like banged around. Like I already felt like kind of like bruised on the inside because you know how you feel when you don't get enough sleep, and then you just feel that bruise, the inside bruises, and now I had the outside bruise. Got the outside bruises now, but it was awesome. I didn't twist an ankle or anything like that, so that's always a positive. So I'll be able to continue to do that for Proto Men when that happens.
And coming up next is Schaefer the Dark Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna see some serious nerdcore rap. But what are you doing?
I'm creeping around. That's what I do.
This is Boar from Derpy Show.
Hey.
How's your show been so far?
It's me from Derpy Show. How's my show?
Repping the dirt.
My Derpy Show? It's been fine. Nerdapalooza's been awesome this year. Awesome. And Random Encounter was just great. You guys were talking about that a little bit, right?
Were you in the pit with Colin?
I don't go in pits. I'm kind of a small guy. I don't like touching people. I don't like getting punched. So
You're taller than I am.
I don't know. Maybe you like being touched more than I do.
I do.
That's probably a thing. But no, I mean they played some stuff, some new stuff. Dead Labs, the song they opened with. They've only released that in single form so far. That hasn't been on an album. That was pretty cool.
Wow.
I really liked the rendition of the IT Crowd theme. That was awesome.
Yeah, they had MC Rection and Steffo from My Parents' Favorite Music, and Shammers, who's helped out here before.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was crazy.
That was good.
I mean,
Good times.
Steffi forgot the lyrics though.
Well, see, the reason for that was because
B-Type was supposed to do it.
B-Type was supposed to be there, and Steffo had to learn all of the lyrics like today.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So Cap, explain to them what happened to B-Type. Have we talked about that?
I don't know if we can, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a thing we can talk about, is it?
It's all over the interwebs. All over the interwebs.
But it's not necessarily our place as an official channel to say that.
Yeah, I don't.
All we need to know is that B-Type from the UK
was supposed to be here,
and unfortunately couldn't be.
Was not able to, due to unfortunate.
Last minute.
He's fine. He's fine.
He's fine. He's
fine.
It was a customs thing. That's all you need.
Yeah.
It was a customs thing.
Sometimes it's not so easy to hop the pond.
No, definitely not. It's all about the Benjamins, and
It's important to know the rules and what you can get away with.
Yeah, exactly. Follow the rules, kids.
Keep your laces straight. The night has officially, like, the intense night. This is the biggest, loudest, craziest night of Nerdapalooza, and it is well on the way.
It's really been ramping up because this morning it was a little like, I don't know if people are gonna be here today. Like it's looking a little, but it's getting rowdy out here. Yeah. It's really starting to get crazy.
Ooh, it was rowdy in that pit. I can't. When the Proto Men come and it's like all that, I'm gonna be broken.
As soon as the Proto Men are on stage, then you know what's going down.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Sunday I'm gonna be in a wheelchair. That's just what's gonna happen. Yeah, we're gonna have to adjust the camera because I'm gonna be in a wheelchair.
We'll all be cosplaying as FDR.
Yeah.
That's dark. That's a little bit dark.
Polio's dark, man.
Oh, polio.
It's been long enough. We can laugh at polio, right?
Yeah. And I mean, it's cured.
It still happens though, doesn't it? Occasionally
in countries that can't afford the cure.
Oh, sorry. But hey, you're on a computer beaming us in. Maybe you're not sensitive to that because maybe you don't live there. I don't know.
It got really awkward in here. It's really awkward now.
Schaefer the Dark Lord is coming up next. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Hey, to bring it back, B-Type has been watching the stream, I know, so we love you, brother.
Hey, man.
You could be here.
Really, really, really sorry you couldn't be here, dude. That sucks. So maybe next time, and we miss you a whole lot.
Totally.
So Schaefer's next.
Schaefer,
Okay, and he's
yeah.
gonna do his new. He's gonna do his material from his new album.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, and Lugo's here as well.
Nelson Lugo, the magician that he performs with often.
Now, do you think that they'll be doing the song where he uses the puppet?
Ooh.
That's
I don't know.
That's a good question. I mean, it's not easy to travel with a puppet.
Sure. Well, they have their own rider, and you got to take care of them in a certain way.
They have to have a seat. They have to have their own seat.
They have to have their
Because
own seat.
you have to personify the puppet and give it its own space.
Exactly. Or else you're losing the magic.
From what I can tell on Facebook, Schaefer the puppet has his own Facebook page, and he's at least marginally active on there. It appears that the puppet does have a mind of its own, so it's having its own seat on an airplane would, I mean, otherwise it'd be locking him in a prison, and he'd get out and he'd be real mad, and it'd be all Chucky in here.
Oh, you don't want puppets to go Chucky. Anything you can do to avoid that.
Yes. Oh man.
So, I don't know. That is a very good question, and I hope so, because that would be really cool.
That's one of my favorite acts that they do is when Lugo comes up and does it's great. It's so much fun. Schaefer's show is like one of my favorites to watch live. Of all musicians that I have seen in my lifetime, not just nerdy musicians, Schaefer's show is one of my favorites.
He really just dominates a room in a way that you don't, like, if you don't know him beforehand going into the room, like, it's surprising. You're like, wow, this guy just owned this entire room.
Yep.
You know?
That's very, very, very true.
Yeah.
And actually, there's some songs off the new record that he's performed at Nerdapalooza before, because he's been workshopping this thing for years.
Oh, really? It's some of those ones that haven't ever showed up.
Yeah, so they've shown up now. Boo, I'm a Ghost, Tom Girl, tracks like those, they're on the new record.
Very cool.
As far as I know, I'm not like... I'm not one of the fans with the big checklist of things Schaefer's done on all the track lists that no one... I don't know how it pans out exactly, but I imagine any song you know of that he hasn't put out on a record is now out on a record. So things have been getting busier and busier around these parts, and the guys off stage are trying to tell me something. I don't know what it is. So we'll just...
I think he was pointing at a button.
The map button.
Pointing at buttons.
Well, I guess we could mention map.
Point at my buttons.
You got Derpy Show, and you got
Derpy Show buttons and Nifus Plus.
Yeah. Derpy Show is a show on the Nerdy Show Network.
Watch Goth Chat if you haven't.
Yes, there's a brand new Goth Chat coming out next week, actually. And I believe if you go to the Derpy Show page, you can get
early access if you know where to look for the derps. If you know where to look for the derps.
You can get Netherbore.
Yeah. So let's.
Before you transition to that, if you have just joined us, Nelson Lugo and Schaefer the Dark Lord, who we've just spoken about, also have a podcast on our network.
Very good.
The Epic Podcast. So if you want to hear them talk about their music and kind of just be generally funny about just nerdy stuff, especially Batman, check in.
Let me put it this way: Nelson's a magician. Schaefer's a Dark Lord. They're best friends, and they created this podcast on the Nerdy Show Network to make sure that they had an excuse to hang out in earnest for many hours, at least once a month. This is their guaranteed hangout, and basically you can consider them the Abbott and Costello of nerddom. If that reference is too old, I don't know what to do for you. But but basically they're two best friends who are really nerdy and do weird stuff together, and they have a show. And
it's just fun to listen to. It's one of my favorite shows on the network.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say what they're working on here, but they are recording an episode of Epic Podcast at Nerdapalooza that is something that they've never done before, something that no one on the network has done before, something I've never heard of before. It's a very interesting concept podcast, and I look forward to it. Hopefully they pull it off.
I'm interested. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'll tell you about it after we go.
But now I'm interested.
So something we should mention is that we have a charity called Find Your Map, and AKA the Map Foundation, and it was done in the name of Triforce Mike, whose real name was Michael Ashley Pandel. See, it spells out map, and it's he passed away a number of years ago. So we started a charity in his name, and it's a you can go to findyourmap.org to get more information about it. But basically, it's a charity that puts on events to benefit other charities, if that makes sense to you. So we're also campaigning to get the very dark, very public, very big street where he was killed, along with some other people, over the years, lit up by the city, called the Light Up the Night petition, and we actually have some headway. Come next year, there is going to be some lights on that road, and maybe there won't be so many pedestrian and bicycle fatalities. So findyourmap.org if you'd like to learn how to contribute to there. And if you're an Orlando local and for some reason aren't out here, then you can join in on these festivities. We actually have a road cleanup planned for later in the month, so that the Map Foundation can take care of the stretch of road where Mike was killed. And that was morbid and sad, but it's a really good charity, and we've raised a lot of money for some cool people. Coming up next, if you're just tuning in, is Schaefer the Dark Lord. I'm Cap from Nerdy Show.
I'm Colin from Nerdy Show.
I'm Boar from Derpy Show.
And we're all on the Nerdy Show podcast network, where you should go to get your nerd fix of a whole wide array of shows, more than you could ever reasonably listen to, though some do, and they're very brave, very wonderful souls. But you can pick and choose whatever your nerd quest is. You can find the adventure for you. That was kind of stumbled over that.
Something for everyone is what you're getting at.
That is what I'm getting at. Yeah. That is a simplification of all the overcomplicated crap coming out of my mouth. Yes.
That's what you just said, yes. We're going to translate for him for the rest of the time.
If this is where we are on Saturday, like how we are doing right now on Saturday evening, I can't wait to see what happens tomorrow.
I want to go to some parties tonight. However, I don't know if I will be physically able.
That's the problem. We're here all day, and then they're like, come to these parties, and you're like, I just want to sleep for the 6 hours that I have until tomorrow.
Or die.
One of the two. I'll take death.
Yes. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream. Let us know what you think on the chat or at Nerdy Show's Twitter, which is Nerdy Show. Like us on Facebook, if you please, and if you
and Derpy Show.
Oh, yes,
like Derpy Show too. Yeah, that's like third.
Take it, Bort. Oh.
Frankly, I'm used to that from Cap.
We actually have a photo contest going on right now, and it is to reveal a sexy photo of myself, Lefty Lucy from Epic Win Burlesque and Dungeons and Doritos, and our dearly departed Triforce Mike. Sexy photo we took together that's never been revealed, but it could be revealed by once we pass the threshold of Facebook likes for either Nerdy Show or Dungeons and Doritos.
Is there a way to vote against the picture being released?
Just ignore us.
Okay.
Turn off notifications. And then,
yeah. But we release a slew of content all throughout the week, and we're very incestuous with Nerdapalooza. We were both Hex, the guy who created Nerdapalooza, co-founded Nerdy Show with myself, and the show Nerdy Show, as opposed to the network. But we also work that.
The usage of the word incestuous.
Well, I mean, isn't it though?
I guess, but I feel like there's a more delicate way you could have put that.
I think Schaefer is warming up the crowd, so I think that I heard it happen over here. So let's go ahead and cut over.
Yeah, let's go see what the Dark Lord is cooking.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out the rest of our live stream from Nerdapalooza 2013 for more awesome performances and artist interviews. And if you like what you saw, click like and subscribe to Nerdy Show's channel. Also, be sure to check out all of our podcast programming over at nerdyshow.com. From comics and video games to science and technology, if it's geeky, we've got you covered.